And speaking of memories, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to where we left off yesterday. Yesterday, we were talking about right about a time when you made a mistake, and we were looking at all the different chronological writing prompts that had to do with time, moments in time, because in a personal narrative, to me, those are the most poignant moments of our lives. And to me, also in a college admissions essay, those are the kind of essays that stand out, where you really focus on a specific struggle and how you overcome that struggle. And then what we did is we looked at the discovering the topic of my narrative. And this is one of my favorite pieces and strategies, because a lot of times students will just pick the very first thing they think of, and that's never typically that's never the best idea in their bag of tricks. We go through life, and every day is important, as Kim and I were talking about when we first started, and how you address every day is important. And you have so many memories that you could write about. And so how do you just pick one? It takes some time to think about it. And so when you're asking students to write, a lot of times they just want to, let me just get it done, get it over with. But this handout, this graphic organizer, is an opportunity for teachers to express to students how every moment in their lives is a poignant moment. And that if they'll just stop and realize that even right now, in this very moment in which we find ourselves, we can't have this moment ever again. When I was studying for my PhD, I had this wonderful professor, and his name is Dennis Slattery. And he was talking about, we were reading Dante's Inferno, and it was just a wonderful psychological piece. He said that, when you experience something, it's like poetry, that, and when you revisit it in your memory, but when you when you do it again, right? So when you're looking at poetry and you look at the rhyme scheme, and a rhyme scheme is like ABA, ABA, with A being the same as the first A. He said that the second A can never be exactly like the first A, because you've already experienced the first A. And so life is like that. As you go through your life and you create memories and you repeat mistakes that you make, or you repeat certain positive aspects of your life, but it's never the same because you've already been through it once. It's called the third thing, right? It's called the third thing. And so when you pull out this graphic organizer, and you have many opportunities in your class to meet the standards and address the standards and teach the standards. And that's what we have to do. That's what we are hired to do. But a true teacher always covers the standards and then adds a little bit more. And it's that third thing. And the third thing is, in this situation, is where you talk to students about when and where in life do we make mistakes, and when we make assumptions, or when we do something before we think about the consequences. These are the moments in the classroom that you're teaching your students how to live a full life, and then to make good decisions so that you don't make mistakes. And those moments in the classroom, you never know how that's going to change a student's life. You never know that's which of your students, of the 200 that you have, which of your students is facing a decision that could change his or her life. And so these moments where we pause and we talk about the human condition and how to behave in human nature and how to live a full life are so precious. And that's why I like to pause on this page and slow us down and remember that the heart of a teacher is always going to reach the heart of a student. And it's in these moments that we can do that.